You know that there is approximately one penis for every snake in the world, as male snakes have 2 penises.
I was gonna say we're live, but sure, that's a great way to introduce everything, Ko.
Thank you.
Would you have preferred the sensual moaning and followed by dungeon
Hey
moaning?
everyone, welcome back to another Pathfinder stream. I'm Gale, so glad to have you here today. Thanks for hanging out with us. We're gonna get right into a recap because I know it's been a little while since the last one. Jesus Christ, what an opening line. Would anyone like to get in on that recap? Anybody like? Because I'm personally gonna need a little refresher myself on this front.
Before you do that, Mr. DM, Dungeon Mommy, Gale,
No.
is the chat, this is actually important, the chat font appears to be weird.
Yes.
Is that supposed to be like that? Okay.
Yeah,
That is a
That is-
choice.
Guess we
that is
changed that.
intended.
It's neat. It's cool and neat. Also, if somebody pays money, it should make Colm's face show up now with a little level up jingle.
Aw.
Yeah.
Which level up jingle?
The GBA one. The da 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 da.
Okay. I'm more of a fan of myself, but that's alright.
So who wants to hop on the recap? For recaps, I want to hear your opinions on
Bum,
male
bum,
snakes
bum,
and
bum.
kill shades. Thanks, Russell. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna have an actual recap.
Absolutely not. So, our party, very tragically, has been reduced in number. The noble vigilante, Vico, is imprisoned in a church by the cult of Groidus. The Doomsayers and their leader, the nymph Lyriel, have him in their thrall. Meanwhile, the rest of the group ran over to the next town over, tried to call for backup, which included one Lily Bramblebrush and one Mr. Gray, who's with the BSA.
That is correct.
He's with the BSFE. He's with the BSFE, guys.
The Bureau of Special
yeah.
Affairs. That is correct.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so our heroes found out that time is passing much more quickly in the town, and are currently trying to figure out their options for rescuing their stranded comrade. That's pretty much, but they find themselves at an impasse as despair and the fog rolls in.
Making it sound very
Actually-
Ravenlofty. All right, but you know,
we find ourselves.
I'm gonna say good enough. If anybody has any last second quips they need to get out before the session starts, I'm giving you full reign for the next 30 seconds.
Are you sure about that, Dungeon Mommy?
I put the timer on.
There's a timer?
Well, everyone's
Daddy
here
Dungeon.
now, so...
Got him.
20 seconds.
Let's go. Oh, still a full 20. Bruh. Time to call Gale old and short. Let's go.
We already called him old. Well, I did anyway.
10 seconds.
Unfortunate.
I don't think Nami is that funny. I think it's an
Oh,
old
that-
meme.
I think maybe sucks.
Damn,
Ooh.
he's fighting words.
It's done. It's over. All right. Glad you could get that out of
We'll
your
lock in.
system.
Very so true.
Fucking bastards. Anyway,
Anyway.
I'm gonna clap and we're in. All right.
All right.
We're in.
Oh, we weren't in yet? Oh, unfortunate.
Going in.
So, we're here at an impasse. We're here to rescue Vico, but we're gravely outmatched. Does anyone have any ideas of what we could use to bargain?
Our skills.
Much as I dislike working for someone that shackled our companions, so I would rather have him free and us doing work rather than keep him where he is.
Well,
So you would have us be dupes of the Doomsayers?
Just
I-
because
what-
we're working for them doesn't necessarily mean we can. Well, let me put it like this. We could ask them what they need. Obviously, I doubt the nymph can leave this area without somehow loosening her grip on this town. It might be something she needs done.
Elsewhere.
Indeed. I don't relish the thought of working for her, but I don't see why we have any other
Oh,
alternative.
if you can't beat them, join them for a little bit, stab them in the back later.
Yes, exactly. Preferably once we get the expert in stabbing backs back on our side.
I will have you know I am very good at stabbing backs and fronts.
There is
And sides.
one.
Also.
There is one other thing that we have that they don't.
Hmm?
We have time. If we were to simply step outside of the town, set up a guard at the border, like, if time passes at the rate that we think it does, all of their followers might perish, and we'd just have to deal with the nymph. We might be, it might take a few years, but
That is
I've dealt with worse.
certainly an option of all the options that we
I
have.
hate
That
to
is
say it.
definitely
I
one
hate
of
to
them.
say it. I don't have a few years to sit around and wait.
You're young.
Bro has terminal illness?
That's why I don't have a bunch of years. I'm young. I gotta make the best of these.
Humans.
To be fair, the longer we wait, the larger possibility that this stuff spreads.
Indeed. And who's to say that the cultists won't replenish their numbers?
Well, so you're united in this madness to kowtow to their demands.
I don't know about kowtow.
No one particularly wants to do this, but I don't think we have any other options if we want to get Rico out of there now.
I'm happy to hear other options. This seems like the best option we have available.
Very well. I just would like it to be known that I am against this, but
You don't have to come to the cathedral with us or participate at all for that matter.
oh, on that point, I very much disagree. If I were to do nothing, it would be even worse.
Okay. But you don't have to do nothing. You just don't have to work with her like we are. After all, she thinks you're still in her employ, so you have good, or that she still thinks you're under her enchantment spell. I don't know what to call it.
Thalia just kind of falls silent and glares daggers at Costu.
You could work a very different angle than us.
What is our what does Mr. Gray think about this?
What do you think, Mr. Gray?
About the situation? I mean, he is one of the experts here.
True enough.
I think Mr. Gray just kind of puts his hands and says, I think waiting too long would make this a very long affair. And potentially cause more trouble down the line. It would be a waste of efficiency and resources.
Okay, so it sounds like Mr. Gray is against waiting it out. I don't know that I'm particularly in favor of waiting it out either. I'll do it if that's what we all want, but I don't love the idea.
I suppose it wouldn't be reasonable to ask you to give years of your life to the cause. And I thought we'd found a group with resolve, but if your dedication is lacking, it can't be helped. We'll try whatever it is that you have in mind, seeing as our first approach went so well.
True.
And
Honestly, we agree.
and with that, Thalia kind of leads everyone and beckons them to the
Oh.
towards the cathedral.
All right. Okay. Perfect. I like
Unless
this.
we have, do we have anything else to say? Anything else we want to talk about? Because
I was hoping we would have I was hoping we would have a better plan than quid pro quo something. Do we have boundaries of what we're not willing to do?
Let's listen to what she offers first.
Okay.
We do need to know what they want from us first before we can even do anything, or if they're even willing to bargain.
Question, Thalia. Does Lyriel know about the tea?
No.
Okay.
She knows that I was given it. She knows not its importance.
Maybe we
Okay.
try giving Thalia tea to take back to Vico.
That's certainly also a good idea. We could. My thought was, okay, that's definitely a good idea and a good start. But I was thinking, what if we made the tea first, right? And then even if we fall under her spell, we can still come back and drink the tea, and at least have a chance to break the spell.
The thing is, if we fall under the spell, we can't come back.
What? Why not?
It's
Because
it's
she
more
won't
in-
let us.
Are
it's
you
more
sure?
it's more
I'm fairly
insidious
certain.
than that.
Fool me. The saying goes, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me."
I wasn't
doubt
fooled
she'll
at
be
all.
fooled twice. Yes, but she's been fooled once. I seriously doubt she'll be taken in by such a thing again. If someone drinks the tea twice, I think she'll catch on. We get one shot at this if that's what we want to do.
Okay.
It is very true.
That's
Well, I was
probably-
just thinking we would offer to do something for her, and even if she bewitches us, we still go and do the task. And then when we come back, we still act like we're bewitched. It's just a backup plan for in case she does ensnare one of us.
If that is indeed what you wish, we shall
I-
attempt it.
I'm just saying that that's kind of like an insurance that could make it more likely that our plan succeeds. Unless people have other plans, I'm still down to try to kidnap the lady, or Vico now that Vico's the only one.
I don't think that would go particularly well.
although
There are way
Vico,
too many
Vico doesn't
people.
leave the cathedral, so that might be a problem.
Vico will probably resist being kidnapped too.
Mhm.
I mean, sure, but there's also 6 of us.
Yeah, but we need to get lucky with the entire attempt, whereas Vico would only need to get lucky once.
All right. I'm just throwing out ideas. You guys seemed pretty dead set on one, so I thought we'd broaden our horizons a little bit.
If we are planning on utilizing the tea, I do need to make some more.
I'm down to offer
Oh.
a quid pro quo, but
Let's get the tea started first. I imagine we'll want it just in case things go south.
Okay.
And you're just... What's the plan? Just carry it in a flask throughout the town?
no, I was gonna leave it with Lily outside the
You can
town.
put it in a water skin. It'll be fine.
Why not just leave it with Lily outside the town?
Leaving it with Lily wouldn't be a bad idea.
Colt, does the tea lose its effect if not drunk for a certain amount of time?
No, not that I know of.
It hardly
Okay.
matters. She stands outside for only a few minutes, and an hour has passed for us.
We can keep it in our water skins.
Okay, that
Come on,
seems kind of
that's-
risky. I would rather keep it somewhere that she's not going to be able to know about it. But
Mr. Gray, do you have any expertise with infiltration and negotiation?
That's classified.
Brr,
Of course.
br's classified.
Well, Apparently, we have to start cooking before we do this, so
Let's cook.
Mr. Irons, get to it.
All right.
Hold up. Let him cook.
Unfortunately, I need gold. I spent all my gold making tea and ammo.
Let me see if I have gold.
How many golds do you need?
I need 10 per dose.
10 golds.
Oh, that's a lot of
Let me
gold.
see how many golds I have. I have 150 golds.
I have 153.
Dang. Rich money bags over here. How many
Gross.
doses are we trying to make? 6? And how long does it take?
6. I don't believe it should take a long amount of time.
All right,
Alright.
I'll drop.
Does
30
everyone want
gold
to? Does
pieces.
everyone want to pitch in their own? Oh, I was gonna say everyone can pitch in their own 10, and I'll pitch in the 10 for Colt.
No.
Or
Oh, I
you
thought
can just do 30 and.
I
can do
thought
30.
like no one
That would
else
be
like,
fine.
had any because no one else chimed in. I imagine that. Hey, what are everyone's funds looking like?
I have 5 gold to my name.
Yo, money bags.
I
Let's
have
go.
95 gold.
Okay.
All right, I'll cover for Thalia and myself.
Okay, I'll cover for Colt and myself.
Okay.
Okay, so that's 131 instead of 151. Cool beans.
Are you guys
I will
gonna
also.
cook
I
this
will also
time?
help. I will also help.
Uh,
Colt.
I can cast guidance and
And
help.
I
I
will
guess.
help.
All right.
Yeah,
guess helping doesn't
I'll
stack.
pitch in my 10 gold for
Excellent.
myself.
All right. As a certain few characters from Engage would say, it's tea time.
Tea time.
Do you need to roll, or is the total with the guidance enough that you don't need to?
It's enough
With
that
the
I
help,
don't
I
need
think
to.
it is.
Okay.
Huge.
Then yeah,
If
you
you
make the amount.
wish to use any
Tea
sort of tea
time.
in any way, it's not exactly related, but should you want to consider it, I do carry poison with me as well.
Yo.
We're not trying to kill Vico. We're trying to free
Poison,
from this
boy.
poison.
Is it a soporific
we
poison
could.
by chance?
Is it a paralysis poison?
It's a sickening poison.
Okay. Interesting.
Let's see. All right. That I'm guessing the tea's
It could be
cooked,
used to
and
weaken any target. I don't know if, you know, how easy it would be to convince either him or the nymph to drink anything, but
And it's
should that
and
be
and
a
it's an
modus
ingestion.
operandi, I thought you should know.
It's an
Yes,
ingestion poison or an injury poison?
this poison should be ingested.
Ingest.
I'm gonna hand everyone, including Mr. Gray, 1 dose of the tea.
Okay. I think.
Mr. Gray, this tea is for Vico.
Very well.
Okay. I am probably out of the group the one most likely to fail. So I don't know that it's a good idea for me to have my tea on my person. So I'm gonna give my tea to Lily.
Okay, you step outside.
Wait. Out of character question. Can you drink the tea ahead of time and then like have the bonus apply to charm saving throws that happen like during I don't know, the duration or something? Does it last for a certain time?
It does. It gives you a bonus, but the real power of the tea is the fact that it can trigger a save to happen, not the bonus itself.
But yes, you can, and I believe the effects last for up to, what, an hour? Is that it?
I think it's an hour, yeah.
Anyway,
Okay, yeah.
you
Guess we
step
can do it.
outside to give the tea to Lily. She takes it and just sort of waves as you go back inside, Costume.
I say here, will you please hold this for me in case something should happen?
Well, sure, but why do I want to
I'll-
hold on to tea?
It's magic tea that Colt made
Oh,
for
so
us.
so it's
Um,
like what, sweet tea or
Sure. It's like sweet tea
okay?
that helps
Don't think
counter
it-
charms.
If one of us is bewitched by the woman that runs this church, that tea will give us a chance to come to our senses. So we thought it wise to perchance give a dose or two to someone who's not going to put themselves at risk.
No, that makes sense to me.
See, we're doing some thinking. We're not firing on all cylinders, but we're trying.
Right then. Well, best of luck to y'all.
Thanks.
I'll be here. And Thalia, you well, never mind. I suppose
Yeah.
we'll.
Hopefully.
Mhm.
Hopefully.
We'll try not to die. I'll try to keep her safe for you. Don't worry.
Regarding that, myself and Thadia are probably the ones most
Yeah,
resistant to the nymphs. Charming because of our own, well, race. I'd recommend the
That
three
is
stay in the back.
true.
Yeah,
Perhaps.
throwing
I'm not-
Thalia in there's a great idea. It's
That
gone
is
really
true.
well.
It worked for you last time. Don't worry.
It worked so well last time.
It was
Clearly,
fine.
it'll work better this time. You have an immunity to it now. It's like
Is that
like a
how it
disease.
That's
No,
clearly how it works.
Everyone knows that's
Usually,
how
usually,
it works.
Ah,
usually
yes,
you're
a
immune to the effect
developed
for 24
charm
hours
immunity.
After, but... No, that usually will happen. Usually, once you've broken it, you'll be immune for 24 hours. But
Yeah.
it's been quite a
24
while. I
hours.
imagine.
Yeah, how long
It's
do you
been a
think it's
month.
been?
It's been a
I would
month.
have.
Well, for us, it's been a couple of
fair
days.
minute more than 24
Hey,
hours,
DM,
I
does it
would guess.
imply inside the town or outside the town's time?
It's been a
Hey.
month inside the town.
The
Yes,
clock
but
just
does
the
the time
clock,
effect
the clock
go
just
by
spins,
outside or inside
so...
time?
Does
That's a
anybody
really
wanna
good question, but you don't know.
Chat, give a shout out if you want to do relativity math to figure out how much time has passed inside or outside town.
We'll do it.
Chat,
Unfortunately,
if you
Just
don't
3 days
like
outside,
math, like the stream. And if you do like math, you're a nerd.
I dislike the
You got
stream,
him.
Gail.
I feel personally
Shall we
attacked, but that's
continue on?
Playing math.
On-
Of course, we like math.
I have to go
into the
check on my
breach.
child. I will return.
We are doing this, correct?
Of course. And Thalia.
Any particular way we want to approach?
Through the front door, I imagine.
Again. Well, as the as the loyal representative of the Doomsayers, I suppose I must lead the charge. And
Yes.
she grimly steps across the threshold into town once more.
And for what it's worth, Thalia, thank you for doing
She-
this.
She immediately waves you off and wants nothing. She's clearly trying not to think as much as possible right now.
Fair enough, I suppose.
Okay, so I'm
DM,
just gonna,
we just
Yoink. What if we do one of
yeah,
one
just
of these where we just kind of yep.
yeah, you get the vibe. That's a really I never appreciated how big this tile set is.
Yes,
until now.
I get really big tile sets for you guys because I love you.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, we love you too, Dungeon Mommy.
I will kill you.
I will be waiting for you.
Ugh, my skin just crawled.
Ugh. Okay, so
Alright, where did Mr. Gray go?
where did Mr. Gray
There
go?
he
There
is.
Mr. Gray go.
Mr. Gray is walking all the way around because the DM told me I needed to start practicing moving on maps.
I always think that little alcove is the front door, and it gets me every time.
Anyway, you all arrive once again at the gates of the great church in all its disrepaired glory. As usual, you hear the faint humming of voices inside, likely in prayer.
Of course. It's always time for worship.
I'm gonna
Even though
cast.
time means
Do I
nothing
have
at all.
resistance? Ah, shit, I don't have resistance. Oh well.
You don't have resistance, but I
Nope.
have good news. Would you like me to
You do?
cast resistance?
I want you to cast resistance on yourself. You'll be the one doing most of the talking.
Oh. Yeah. What's the duration on that? I should know the duration on that, but I don't.
1 minute.
What?
Oh. Oh, that's no good. I can't. Yeah.
Okay, if she
no.
goes for it straight out of the gate, then we might have a shot at it working.
I don't think that's gonna help. Okay.
It's better than nothing.
You can make it permanent with a 5th level permanency spell.
Gee, I wonder where we're going to find one of those.
Hey, GM. Can we get a permanency spell? For no reason.
Goodness.
That's
That is
okay,
a
party.
totally
You open the
reasonable-
door when you feel like it.
So, Thalia is going to open the door and
Oh,
usher the
wow.
group inside.
All right.
Yeah.
That
Sorry.
happened sooner than Gale expected, I guess.
Well,
No.
yeah, they were all
Oh.
yapping. Anyway.
Well,
Well,
sorry,
he
I was
changed his
taking
face.
care of a small child.
We
Apologies.
Well,
were-
you
we
were
were
not
yapping-
part of the problem.
True, I am part of the solution.
Okay,
We should-
DM, first question.
My being good dad.
Is the corpse there still like the same corpse?
Can you tell that from
You
this distance? Maybe Meredith can.
presume that it is,
Yeah.
but you really don't know.
Okay.
It would be difficult for
okay.
you to tell.
It's not like
All right.
Meredith got up close and examined it.
I am
Maybe
the-
Talia did.
I'm the designated perception bot. I can see everything. Second question. I'd like to roll a perception check just to see what I can see.
Why do you not just take 10?
Because I could get higher, and I like gambling.
Also, because
See?
it takes time to take 10.
Yeah.
I thought you could take 10 immediately.
No,
No,
But
if
taking
you
20
no,
was what
the
they
whole
said.
point of taking 10 is it takes
10
10
times as long.
the amount. Yeah.
Yeah.
You look with your elven eyes and you see everything before you.
Dang, nothing suspicious. Okay, I guess.
The body's different than last time.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
that's cool.
Dang. Somebody noticed, at least.
It's you with the elven
Alright.
eyes thing, and then Sean with the let me check my pocket watch.
God.
DM.
Me.
What's the name of this NPC?
I hate you.
It,
Jillia.
Jill. It's. I thought it was
Not
Alina.
that you would know anyway.
Wait. Which one? Which one are you?
First
talking
of all,
about?
you're thinking of Alina, and second of all, that's this one.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's
I'm
another
Ko
one.
gestured to a completely random, nameless character sitting down.
Oh, I thought. Wait, no, that's Ko. Ko's character.
You
Oh.
don't. Oh lord, I pinged the one in question.
Yeah.
We can
know
all
what
do
What
it.
about this one?
I
What about
have
this one?
minus
Very-
5 to
You
You
perception
don't
in
know
real
that
life.
one's name.
I think that one's Joffrey.
Joffrey of the Crimean Royal Knights.
Yeah.
I thought we got
That-
the
that one's
dumbassery
Linda.
out of the way, but I suppose we're still on our bullshit.
Yes, always. Okay, do I see Vico by chance?
Yeah. He's pretty easy to
Where
spot.
is
He
he?
looks slightly different from everybody else here in his adventuring gear. He's toward the front of the
Where
church.
is he?
Oh, he hasn't changed in months. Nice.
I mean,
What
He
is
looks
a
different
month
than I
to you
remember him.
guys?
a miserable little
3
pile
days.
of days.
3 days, actually. 3
This
days.
place probably smells insanely like BO.
No, they definitely all have showered. It doesn't smell bad. They've maintained some
rotting corpse?
form of daily routine.
Despite the rotting corpse, it smells okay.
It doesn't look like it's rotting. It looks like it's
Oh.
just desiccated.
Okay,
Like
very
a husk
normal.
of a
Love to
corpse.
see it.
Maybe
Love
the
to see the
nymph is
not
also
rotting
a
corpse.
vampire.
Very standard.
Guys, watch out! It might have mummy rot.
So helpful.
Are we done?
I don't even know what you're talking about. I was just looking around for my friend. And I found him. He's up there. He looks a little different than I remember, but it has been a while, so that's not a super huge surprise, I suppose.
I mean, for the rest of you, it's been like what?
3
5
days.
days?
It hasn't been as long, but anyways, okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on. So we need to either. Oh, here comes Alina. Oh, that's good.
That's new.
Sister.
She does a slight bow before you with her hands clasped in front of her, at her, around her waist. And then she says, "The High Priestess has been expecting you."
Yes, of course.
No, all of you. Not just
Yes.
you,
Naturally.
sister.
Was
Naturally
that
she has.
was that not the entire purpose?
Yes, that is in
There
fact
is
the entire purpose.
no purpose as far as I am. Regardless, just go. She is at the front. And Alina steps aside.
I'm gonna try something.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if this is a good idea, but I'm gonna go over to her and just kind of, as I walk past her towards the High Priestess, I'm gonna whisper her brother's name, although I personally myself as the player can't remember what it was.
Oh.
Does she react at all?
As you do so,
Does she try to strike me like every frickin' other person in the entire world?
you watch as her face furrows into a frown. And then she looks at you in disgust as you pass.
Interesting.
Would any of us heard that?
Yes.
Meredith would have.
One of you would have.
Okay.
Meredith has supersonic hearing.
But the rest of us would not have.
Probably
Okay.
not, unless you were
Maybe
looking
ours
out
off.
for it.
Ours off was right there.
Yeah, no.
Right, I was
Oh,
pretty close.
Yeah,
maybe.
but Kostu was whispering in his own words.
Yeah,
Yes, he was.
This is
Fair
true.
enough. Alright. Anyway. I was
Calm
just
down.
curious. I was just
We
curious how she would respond.
Yeah. Thalia looks
But
kind of.
she didn't attempt to strike me like others have, correct?
Correct. She just looked at you with a
Just-
putrid look.
Yeah.
Okay.
Revolting.
She's not
Thalia looks
violent
kind
about it.
Yeah. Thalia's gonna look kind of vexed at everybody else's vague lollygagging, and
Bro,
Go ahead and
I'm moving
move
as
up.
fast as everyone else.
Everybody's doing this one tile at a time.
Sorry,
There we
I'm
go.
not
I'm
very
just-
good at moving fast.
I want to stay behind everybody, so I'm just waiting on
Okay.
everyone else.
So
Understandable.
Thalia is going to approach Lyriel and take a bow, respectfully.
As you do so, Lyriel smiles and says, "I'm so glad to have you return so soon. Now, I'm also pleased that you've brought your friends back with you. I didn't expect
Yes.
that it would be quite this soon, but I suppose they returned for you sooner than I had anticipated."
They don't understand the pointlessness of it all.
Well, but then again, neither do you, do you?
Oh. Thalia just tries to. She thinks about it for a second, and she just kind of lets out a sigh. Well, I suppose. Despite that, I still did what I could. You know that.
That is the reason that you yet live. Now then,
So,
perhaps we should speak plainly. You can tell your friends to move on up if they like. My effects are... well, it would be rather obvious if I went for one of you in this environment, wouldn't it?
Thalia kind of irritatedly gestures everybody else to come up. She's,
That's what we thought last time, and yet
yeah.
2 of our numbers
Uh,
stayed here.
At that, Thalia's gonna roll her eyes. Like, I
Are
didn't
we
actually back up
the
there.
uncleansed free to approach the dais?
The dais
I
has
am
nothing to do
ignorant
with
of
you being cleansed or not.
I am ignorant of your teachings and the practices of your religion. But often those who are dirty or sinful are unable to enter the holiest places.
As I
which
said,
this
we care
seems to be.
little whether you are uncleansed or not. You may approach.
This isn't a matter of doctrine, then, I take it.
If it were, do you think I would have been so pleased to see the rest of them? Oh, and you seem to have a new one with you as well. Replacing Vico already, are you?
Hardly. When I went to retrieve the rest of the group, he insisted on tagging along.
How charming, sister. And she says sister with a bit of a
Yeah.
venomous tone to it. Like a snake, the hissing just escaping on the last syllable as if it's pressing it against your skin.
You are excited to see us.
Indeed.
I take it that means that there is something that you need.
Not something that I need,
Okay.
but something
hold
that
up.
are... Yes.
Out of character. Hold up.
Yes, I'm waiting.
Okay, Veer. I appreciate that you want Costu to have stuff to say, but try not to chime in quite so much.
Okay.
This is kind of a delicate situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
chill.
So, yes, we've returned, as you have something that we want, or rather, someone.
Yes, I imagine that you would rather like him to return to the fold, which is a shame considering how useful he is here. Something like that must come at quite a high price.
In all fairness, I wouldn't be so strident about this had my own assistance been freely given. And she kind of looks very pointedly at Lyriel.
Lyriel smiles back with kind eyes that betray her sinister nature. It is so good to see you again, dear sister. Well then, to speak and address each of you here. I imagine you have some idea of how you'll convince me to hand over your friend, perhaps to hand over the village itself. I propose I care little for any of these things, but I offer you this. I will return him, and one villager can spread the word of what's going on here to your heart's content. do whatever you like.
May we choose who this villager is?
Of course. However,
What's the catch?
a relic. And one of great import to our little gathering of sorts. At some point, the Wailing Hourglass was taken. Previously held in one of those Pharasman churches. Some bandits from the mountains broke in. They've either pawned it off by now, or they've held on to it, thinking it a neat little trinket. You gather information on that, and return the hourglass. And I'll let you pick a villager. As for now, provided you agree to these terms, I'll allow my dearest Vico to join you. Of course, you're welcome to decline. He can stay nestled right here in the arms of those who care for him so deeply.
I will have to say, given what I was expecting and my previous experience with other sects, I assumed that your terms would be less generous.
It is not in my nature to bargain unfairly. But be that as it may, I am speaking from a place of power here. Please don't misunderstand that I would not offer this were it that I didn't have the means to do so. These are affordable sacrifices for that artifact. And then she smirks at you, Thalia. She says, perhaps you should consider that as well.
That is, as ever, my concern. And I'm sure you take... Well, no, you wouldn't take great joy in it. That would violate doctrine, would it not?
I take neither joy nor displeasure in these activities. They are merely goals to an end. That being said, she points directly past you, Thalia, at Colt. It is my belief that, given your friend's history with banditry, he may know more of this ongoing situation, perhaps even the location of this hourglass. And that is the only reason why this offer exists, because he can potentially get something I want. To be frank, the rest of you are rather irrelevant. And you know that, Thalia, as I sent you back out there to make that exact point.
She kind of takes a deep breath, trying not to look too rattled. And unfortunately, I do not speak for the group unilaterally. I must confer with my compatriots for but a moment.
Very well.
She kind of steps off the dais and encourages everybody else to huddle round.
I assume you've heard of this artifact before, Thalia?
I have not. Do you wish to do this or not? I won't hold any of you to it if you don't wish it.
Who's to say we ever have to finish it anyways? Let's say we're doing it and we can figure things out later.
Thalia gives you a very pained look. Does
And
anyone
ignore the-
else have any objections?
Now let's do our hourglass job.
We can get
Hear
Vigo
it.
back doing it. I don't see why not.
Vico's
Vigo is
coming with us,
ultimately
isn't
the
he?
most important part of this. He's what we're here for.
That's right. So long
Thalia's
as Vic...
kind of... So, yes?
I believe that's a yes. At least it is for me.
I'll do it.
I'm fine with it.
All I will
Very-
say is, making deal with fate can be tricky, as long as you are prepared to bear the burden should something go wrong.
What choice do I have? And with that, Thalia is going to walk back up. We accept your terms.
Oh, very well then. I'm pleased to hear it. And with that, Lyriel snaps her fingers. And you watch as, in a burst of gentle flame, a contract appears in front of her, along with a quill pen which gently floats into her arm. The terms of our contract shall be as thus. I care not which of you signs it, but one of you will. You be granted Vico back to his old self, effective immediately, as soon as this is signed. In return, you will seek out the Wailing Hourglass to the best of your ability at every waking hour. Upon finding it, you will return it to me. Failing that, you will get it into the hands of another member of the Cult of Greatus who can return it to me. If you are unable to fulfill the task of finding it, after a period of 3 months outside of here, you will become a thrall to the cult, finding your way back here and serving at my behest. If you are able to return it, then the next time you arrive here, you will be greeted as a friend, and you will be able to pick one villager to leave town with you. They will do so. Whether they continue to believe in the cult's doctrines or not, they will follow you. These are the terms. I care not which of you signs it, but know that it is quite binding.
A contract
Is-
must be a contract must be mutually agreed upon. You sign first.
Lyriel
Out of character.
gladly smiles at you, takes the quill pen, and jots down her name on the paper.
Is the contract pinging my detect magic?
Oh yeah.
Out of. Oh, okay. I was afraid of that. You know,
A stricken kicker like appeared out of midair in a burst of flame, and you thought it was mundane.
I mean, it could
Moving
have
on.
been.
Yeah.
It would have been nice.
Just because it was made by magic doesn't mean it's not. Doesn't mean it's magic itself.
Oh, yeah,
Exact.
if you don't want to sign
Maybe
it,
she
I'll sign
casts
it.
summon regular contracts.
Yeah,
cannot-
she
Or
cast,
fabricate.
she cast summon lawful instrument. That's what it was.
Got it.
You
Normal occultist behavior.
You know, as a doomsayer, I wouldn't think you would be so legalistic. But you know very well that I cannot condone any one of my fellows to sign this. And so, Thalia is going to boldly grab the pen, and she's going to sign it. Because of course she is.
As soon as you write your name, both yours and Lyriel's names begin to glow on the paper as it once again disappears into a flurry of ash and smoke. You suddenly feel a strange magic welling up in the back of your brain as if it's firing on all sensors, tingling throughout. You can't tell whether you like it or not, but it feels powerful, whatever it is. At this exact instant, Fico, you are no longer charmed.
Okay, question. Do the rest of us feel this?
Nope.
Okay.
Fan-freaking-tastic.
How aware is Vico, both of what happened to him and what's going on now?
What was that? Sorry?
How aware is Vico, both of what happened to him and what's going on right now?
He would immediately become aware of the fact that he was charmed, and he has no idea what's happening now. He just sort of was mid-prayer, very involved in that, and now sees the party and a strange man just standing around Lyriel.
He pulls out his crossbow.
Looks like Thalia immediately approaches you.
Calm down. Calm down. Put your weapon away. For the love of all things dark and mysterious.
Like Thalia. For the love of Thalia, put that weapon down.
She's in the cult. She's in the cult.
What?
You're in the cult. You brought me here.
I can explain. Just, we need to get out of here. Do you agree?
Slowly lowers the weapon.
Follow me.
Vigo, come on, we're gonna go to that shady bar at that town we came from that you like.
Thalia's gonna gesture everybody else to leave.
Yeah.
Unless you have anything to say to the lovely Lady Lyriel.
No.
Why are you so evil if you're so hot?
Valid question.
What an she sort of lightly chuckles to herself as you say that, and then you hear her as you're turning around. What an odd thing to say. I'll miss that, man.
Thalia's going to drag him by his ear out of the church.
Okay, everyone knows that
It's
hotness
over
and
here.
evilness are actually directly related. The hotter you are, the eviler you are.
What
Everyone
an
knows that.
in-character thing to say. That was the most in-character thing I think I have ever heard.
Hey, DM.
Me.
Vico would
Just-
say that.
Did Dahlia get a copy of the contract?
The contract
Oh,
person.
good
decides.
question. Thalia.
It's
You find that the terms of the contract you can recall perfectly.
perfectly. Yep.
What a surprise.
Oh yeah! Loophole investigation time!
No.
Don't worry. I'm already on it, boys.
I don't.
I'm
Oh,
already
I
on
I
it.
don't think there were
I
many
have-
loopholes in that.
I have
I think
very
you will
bad
try to the best
news.
of your ability to do that is rough. It's pretty.
Your ability to do
Pretty
it,
blinding.
sure. We're not bound by this.
I'm pretty
We
sure.
got
we
you.
need to get we need to get out of here now.
Yeah, good idea.
Time
Let's
is
do
of
that.
the
Alright.
essence.
I'm gonna leave.
Oh,
We.
I guess we only have 3 months, so we should probably kind of hurry up.
Only? That's it. 3 months
It's
is
a lot-
longer than we've
lot of
had to
time.
do anything.
Yeah.
This
I
campaign
guess
has
she
gone
wouldn't have
about
given-
on about like
I
what
guess
2
She
weeks.
wouldn't have given us 3
Yeah.
months if it didn't take at least 1.
The campaign's gone on longer than 2 weeks, but I appreciate the
Yeah.
energy.
No,
All right.
okay.
In universe, I think.
Yeah. No,
In
I'm
universe, it's
saying
been
in
like
universe.
a month.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
All right.
I keep
so
forgetting travel time.
everybody returns to Lily outside, I'm assuming.
Yes.
All right.
Hold on, I'm almost there.
Well, hang on. Gotta wait for Vico to take the long way. You know, Vico, I appreciate your commitment to malicious compliance, so I'm accepting of what's happening right now.
What happened to Mr.
You're still at the costume's still there. Oh no.
What happened to Mr. Gray? Oh no.
No, Mr. Gray is there's no need to worry about that. He's just over. He's off
That's
the map.
classified.
He's off the map.
he's on break.
Yeah, his location
Where
is
is
classified.
All right.
He totally
Everybody-
didn't just convert to the
Classified.
Doomsayers.
Everybody
Very
heads
classified,
back
don't worry.
to the entrance,
Yeah.
and you eventually go outside to the nearby forest where Lily is camped out. She welcomes you all back and goes, "Ah, less than a day. That's quite nice.
Could have gone worse.
Anyone want to tell me what the 411 is?"
We bargained for Vico's freedom. I'm afraid we have to run a small errand for the lovely people of this town.
I see. Well,
Small errand. Sure.
I'm sure you
That's
did
why
the
she gave
best
us
you
3
could.
months to do it.
We made the best of an unpleasant situation.
Right then. Well, should we head back to Wyme Grotto for now?
Most
You guys want me
definitely.
to tell you the
Can we?
bad news?
What's the bad news?
We've turned a mostly impossible situation into a very
Good.
difficult situation.
Hey,
Well,
good.
yeah.
It's a good
Which is
start.
better. Which is better, but maybe you guys should know who we're gonna pick a fight with.
Oh, well, let's. You can chat
You
while
have
we're on
some
the road,
information?
right?
Is it worse than her?
Yes, let's just get out of here.
Sure.
I'd-
Let's leave.
I'd
Fair
like
enough,
for
sure.
time to pass normally, if you don't mind.
I mean,
Sure.
aren't we already out of the
Yeah,
town?
no, you guys are on the
Yeah.
outskirts of the town at this point.
Yeah.
I will
Talia
go
just very
ahead
clearly wants to
and
get out of there.
Yeah, no, that's totally
Go
fair.
back to,
You guys
go
can
back to
talk
the
while you're on
town.
the road. I am going to go ahead and start setting up Wyme Grotto for you.
Yay!
So give me 1 second here. While you guys
Well, I'm glad we.
head
I'm
back.
glad we didn't need the tea after all. How long does it last?
Like an hour.
Oh damn.
Yeah. Does the tea spoil?
Yeah, in a sense.
Unfortunate.
Eventually.
It's gonna go cold.
Okay,
Even if it's
after
cold,
we're
it's still
outside,
Does it still?
after we're
work, though?
outside of the town, I'm going to drink the tea. It seems like it would seems very tasty.
Yeah, it's good, decent tea, I guess. Anyway. Yeah, feel free to talk. Again, I'm moving you guys to Wyme Grotto. You're not technically there yet, you're just on the road.
All right. Well, Cole,
Me.
tell us how this situation is only marginally better than before.
Well,
And please tell us the full story, because if I recall, back when we were in the tomb, Skern or one of his minions said something about you too.
they did. You're right.
So you have a lot to talk about, I think.
Well, let me tell you first who we're probably going to need to take this thing from. The Black Crag Marauders have it.
Cool. I
Do
don't know
they
who those are.
bleed?
Huh?
Do they bleed?
Of course they bleed.
If they
Then
bleed, we
can
can.
take it from them.
More relevant question. The rest of us seem not to be familiar with them. Who are they?
How many of them are there? It's also a good question.
They are a decently sized bandit group located
I
in the Black
suspected as
Crag
much.
Mountain.
I suspected that they wouldn't have been able to steal the mirror or whatever it is from her without being fairly
Hourglass.
large.
They didn't steal it.
Sure, the hourglass. They didn't? Oh,
No, they didn't.
who did they steal it
from
from?
they stole it from the monastery in Ede.
Oh, okay.
From the Pharasman monks.
Well then,
I'm going to.
perhaps
Can
the
I make
Pharasman monks
an-
can help us get them back.
Can I make an Arcana check on this wailing hourglass thing? Would it be Arcana or would it be religion?
It would be religion.
Okay. Yay.
In that case, can I make a check about that?
Yeah, sure.
Do I know anything about it?
Maybe. We'll find out.
Alright, let's see. Alright.
Do you not have a bonus?
Oh man.
Well, okay then.
Thalia killing it over there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Thalia, you're... Arazoth, you may have vaguely... Who am I echoing in?
I don't know.
Not I.
Check.
Hello, hello?
It's zombie.
Go.
Oh, is it me?
Yeah.
Zombie.
Yes.
Oh, give me a second.
Alright. Well,
So where's Mr. BSA agent? Have we seen him, or did he go to some classified location?
he seemed to disappear along the road at some point while you guys were talking about all this.
Oh,
Lovely.
interesting. So he's
I'm
got
sure that
everything
his
to do.
current
Silent
operations are
exit.
classified.
Yeah,
Probably so.
probably.
Locations classified.
In any case.
Wherever he's going. I'm sure it's classified.
Yeah, Arazoth, you've vaguely heard of this. You know that this is some sort of, like, relatively powerful artifact that the cult of Groidus was in charge of at one point, and then the Church of Pharasma was able to somehow get their hands on it, and they were preserving it. Thalia, you know it a bit better.
Mm-hmm.
The Wailing Hourglass is an item with grains of sand tick down really slowly.
Yeah.
It is said two things are said of it. The first is that it is a collection of the screams of a dying civilization. And the second is that when the final grain of sand ticks down to the bottom, that all of civilization, all of everything everyone's come to know, will finally cease to be. On top of this, it is known to have a rather
great.
powerful effect on those who are unprepared for the sounds coming from within. Typically, briefly shocking them into immobility.
Take end of world hourglass, put it in sped up time bubble.
It's
All right.
not necessarily an end of the world hourglass. It's just cause extreme disorientation, disarray.
But needless to say, it is something that, with the historical connotations of it,
Mm-hmm.
it is a very prominent, very sought after, very powerful tool that the cult venerates. Ko, to answer your question, yes, I'm gonna say.
I don't know if I did. Yeah, I'll tell.
Oh boy. Well, the good news is you all technically aren't bound by the contract and have and Thalia kind of grits her teeth as she says this. No obligation to retrieve the hourglass. However, by the terms, I myself must do what I can to help Lyriel obtain this item, and she kind of smiles grimly at that. If
Whatever you
Well, go
can.
find it.
if any of you want to opt out of this when we get to Wimgrado, I understand.
You're to do whatever you can to get this hourglass, correct?
Yes.
Well, I imagine then that if we don't want the hourglass falling into their hands, all we need to do is, well, make it so you can't.
You would think that, but I have a feeling that this particular
You
I
recall the terms of the contract. If you fail to return the
yeah.
hourglass to either the cult in a way that would arrive, or in a way that would get it to Lyriel, or to Lyriel herself within the time frame, you will become Lyriel's thrall.
Yep.
Got
So
To be fair, if we think about that end part of it, the returning bit of it just says that it has to get to somebody that would successfully make it there. Do
No,
they
somebody
have
from the
to or
cult.
not is debatable, but either way, if we got it into their hands, that would be contract complete. If it's intercepted afterwards, is totally out of the question. Is like a separate situation then.
That's right.
you shouldn't be telling me this.
Yeah, I don't.
True.
I mean,
Let's keep the
that's a bridge we can cross if we get to it. Which
keep the rule breaking discussion for when Thalia's not here. Just please know that we will find a way to have our cake and eat it too. We'll stop you from
hope
becoming
so.
her thrall again, and she's not going to get the hourglass, okay?
She doesn't really respond. She just kind of opens her book and intently studies it as best she can. It is feverishly looking for something.
All right. I would say at this point, you guys have probably returned to town.
Sweet.
Lily immediately looks to all of you and says, I'm gonna head to the inn. Discuss what you guys need to discuss. I need to write some letters and make some preparations.
Make
Go talk to the sheriff.
preparations. What exactly are you planning?
I don't think I should say rightly.
Fair
Just
enough.
know that it is, well, only in event of emergency. She makes her way off to the inn.
Sense motive. I'm gonna sense motive on that.
Okay.
Because I did something, if you recall, I did something fairly similar before we went off to go. Where is it? Okay,
Oh.
I did something fairly similar before we went off to go confront Skern. Well, oh well. Oh well. No clue. No clue, I guess.
Womp,
There-
womp,
Womp womp.
womp.
Wow, nice one. Very impressive.
That's big sand.
It was
I
worth
suppo-
a try.
Okay,
I
well,
suppose we should
shouldn't we
probably
report to
make
the
a
sheriff?
Yes, I think that might be a good idea.
Okay.
You're gonna
Sweet.
tell the sheriff? Alright.
I'll be right back. Give me a sec.
Yo.
How delightful. This is quite the pickle.
Yeah, this is.
I hate pickles.
I also hate pickles. They should
More
not
pickles
belong
for
on
me.
sandwiches.
Pickles are terrible.
Exactly! That's what I'm fucking saying! Thank you.
I like some pickles. Pickles can be really hit or miss.
Yeah.
Well, you
Like-
all make your way towards the sheriff's. Well, I take it I should be ready for a mission report on a job well done by the looks of y'all. That is probably not the best time for a joke. You guys look haggard. I'm gonna assume things are a bit more complicated than we anticipated.
As
Yes.
always.
Good news, bad news. Good news. As of right now, I think it's safe to say that while Lyriel has taken over the entire town of Revath, she does not, as of this moment, to our knowledge, have any plans to expand. However, she happens to be looking to amass a powerful artifact. Well, a semi-powerful artifact, and is in the presence of one that allows her to it alters the flow of time in the town. Specifically, it passes much faster there than it does here.
Oh,
You may want to station someone or ask someone who has the resources to station a guard outside the town, or at least
Sheriff
some kind
Burnside
of
thoughtfully strokes his chin. I'll do what I can. We can't get too close or we risk falling prey to that effect, and also, well, we don't want to come off as a threat.
Yes, I do not advise. You may want. I'm sure most of your people are sensible folk, but I would not advise them to actually enter the town, and especially do not attempt any dealings or negotiations with Lyriel herself. She has the capability to charm individuals, and can do so quite effectively, even to those who are resistant to it.
I'll do what I can, but for now I need to think of what I can is.
I hope that is that as to specifics, Thalia tears a page out of her grimoire that has like rough estimates of the number of people in town, and those who are just it's a population estimate and a description of how well armed they are as of time of writing, with an asterisk noting that that this information is about 2 weeks out of date, and hands it to the sheriff.
He takes it from your hands and nods. He says, well, I'm sure you guys are all tired. If you're willing to wait a little bit, I have it set up so that you can have free rooms at the inn. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to make use of one of the empty cells for a while.
Duly noted. And Thalia, meanwhile, is going to head off to the inn, looking rather concerned.
Yeah, understandably so.
Sweet.
Papa gonna nod to the sheriff and say thank you kindly and head out the door.
Sheriff tips his hat to you.
Just gonna nod at him and just leave.
What's this guy in here for?
Oh no.
That heinous man isn't here for the greatest crime of all, public indecency.
Oh no.
He mooned me.
Terrible. Yeah, I'm gonna head to the inn.
Okay.
I think I am going to stop by the magic store before turning in.
You do so. Hey, how can I help you today?
I'm wondering if you know a certain thing about breaking magical contracts.
Breaking a magical contract? Oh no, that's tricky business. Usually it involves paying an incredible sum of gold, or provided that's not listed, there usually isn't much you can do. I mean, there's usually they always put in some sort of clause for if the contract is unable to be fulfilled, but that's that's not so much breaking it as it is getting yourself into some serious debt.
Hmm.
Other than that, they're totally binding, and I mean, the only way to really get out of them is to burn them.
Hold that thought. You said that you said to burn them. So if we were to take the contract itself and burn it, it would no longer be bind the
Well,
parties involved.
yeah, I mean, it would no longer exist. If there's no record of
Hmm.
it, magic can't have any effect.
Oh, I see. Well, thank you for telling me this. What was your name?
Daniel Juste. Uh, is there a reason that you're asking this? I mean, this is kind of a. I don't imagine most people would know of this actually. I only know about it because it was in a college class I took. But
Which is exactly why I
are
came
you
asking
in
you and not someone else.
are you in any danger? Because
Me
I can.
personally?
There's a city that you could maybe get legal representation on the uh, whether or not um, the contract was done ethically, and that might be, if you guys have the money for it. I do know a good lawyer.
Meredith's gonna start laughing, but not in like a scornful way, just like this is actually kind of pretty funny. Uh, thank you, I really appreciate the help. I personally am not in any danger. No,
Sure.
please put it out of your mind, and
Well,
thank you for helping, Daniel.
of course. Just 1 second though. You see him go, and he starts grabbing something from the shelf behind him, toying around in there for a little bit. He goes, not this, not this. Ah, here it is. He pulls out what looks to be a small paper card and hands it to you, and he says, "Here, in case you decide that you do need it." And you see written on it, it says, it says Loisk Dothet. And
No!
it has an address listing for if you want to contact him.
I just start laughing even harder. Oh,
Cue the sad trombone. We're chat. Leave a like on the stream if you think the party is incredibly cooked.
Oh god. Holy shit, it is an actual Loisk reference.
It is indeed real.
Yo.
Hold on a second. You know Lois?
Oh, you're familiar with Mr. Dothet?
1 second. I assume his last name is in fact Doffet.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Yes, actually. He was a great help to us when we were doing our last job in Foxhill.
Oh, so
What is the
he's
address?
out in Foxhill now. I
Yes,
guess
I'm afraid you'll have to change your card's
yeah,
address.
the card's probably pretty old. Yeah, no, he was actually one of my teachers back in Shrokiva.
A teacher? I wouldn't have guessed it
Yeah,
from what he.
a teacher of the arcane arts. He taught us all about the legality, the number of things that you specifically can and cannot do with necromancy was his course. It was a required course, and
Ethics of
as
ethics of
Daniel says
necromancy.
this, as Daniel says this, you see his eyes like slowly look toward the floor as if he's processing a pained memory as he says required course.
The college gilbert. Anyway, well, I suppose it's best to know the ethics of necromancy. What was he like when you knew him?
Oh, he was very knowledgeable and well, he had tenure.
You're dancing around the question.
Loisk was um I've got to be honest, he is the strangest person I've ever met. He ate metal in front of me in class, like it was nothing. I still don't know whether that was magic or not.
Well, not sure if this is any consolation, but he hasn't changed much. He's gotten into a most obscure study of dreams,
Study of
and
dreams, huh?
how, s- honestly, the exact details of it, they elude me. I was never much of a student, that kind of thing.
I see. Well, in any case, I suppose you know where to find him now if you need him.
I suppose I do. And Daniel,
Mm-hmm.
thank you for helping. I
Of
really
course.
appreciate it.
Come back if you have any more questions I can help out with.
I hope when I come back, I hope to have actually give you a reason to stay in business. Although I don't know, I don't suppose I'll be making any much money soon.
Well,
In any
uh,
case, I really ought to be heading out.
yes,
I'll be
of
seeing you.
course. It's been a pleasure.
Yay! All right.
All
Okay,
right.
then that was interesting. Where's the inn?
Loisk knowledge. Oh, by the way, Vico, when you first entered the inn, I wanted to bring this up. As you were passing by the innkeeper, he says, "Hold on. Yeah, you fit the description. Strange
What?
man told me, paid me a few coin to tell you to meet him in a church. Said he was looking for someone who, as I said, meets your description. Kind of a scruffy looking guy, big, wig of hair, but generally had a sort of mysterious vibe to him.
What was my description?
Dark haired, kinda shifty, but looks like he would ultimately mean well. Even if, you know, maybe your interpretation of events wouldn't always be a normal person's interpretation. Oh, and that you would be wearing some sort of raggedy ass clothing getup.
Right. That seems incredibly specific and not at all something the world would be populated with. Well, very well.
Well, most of us seem to wear at least more decent clothes than adventurer gear. I mean, even your fellow adventurers who have walked in and have their day clothes on.
He waves dismissively and then walks out.
Okay.
Where
Hooray.
is the
Church is in the top of the map.
top of that? Oh. I'll go in.
You make your way in. You see only a single person sitting in the pews, as well as the priest over at the front as usual. but he seems to be minding his business. The man sitting in the pews has a large tuft of black hair that you can spot from the back. But as you get closer, you notice tan skin, piercing eyes, a single scar over one of them, and an earring on his left ear. Outside of this, he's wearing a thick black jacket lined with studs. This is a
Makes us
familiar
perfect.
face to you. This is Shade.
Alright.
What an edgy name.
What do you think I'm gonna give my big three people normal names? Vigo will just kind of, slowly make his way over and gently sit next to him.
It's good to finally see you again, child.
This is quite a surprise.
Yes, well, it certainly surprised me as well when I was given pay to be aware that you were going to be here. I'm currently in the employ of some nymph, but she gave me some intel that I thought you might need as well. She wanted me to come
I'm
here,
listening.
give you some information about what you're seeking. And I want to tell you to either help me get it back for the guild, or to forget entirely about this, kid. If you've cut yourself clean of it, then I recommend not getting involved. Of course, if you help me get this back to the guild, you'll get your cut. Same as always, a pretty penny. Regardless,
Light bulb.
we're up against the Black Crag bandits. I know for a fact they're the ones who took this treasure, because we did some digging. There are a few different bandit groups around the area, but only the Black Crag bandits are known to be located in those mountains down south. The boys did a bit of looking around. One of them, posing as a new member, was able to figure out exactly where they were hiding that hourglass. Unfortunately, where that happens to be is deep in their stash up in their headquarters in the mountains, always near their leader. Now, I'm always up for a little danger. But what about you, kid?
Well, I am, I'm in for a little danger. You also know I don't do the super shady kind of work anymore. There's,
Listen, I'm telling you this because I don't want to see you get hurt. But you know the guild is going to get their hands on that one way or the other. So if you're not willing to do the work, don't get involved. I don't know how you got caught up in any of this again in the first place.
well, if you ask the other guy, I might have said yes. But, I have something I need to do with with that item. And if we can figure out another way to solve that, maybe I can talk to the other guy and get him to help you. But, my own priorities go first. I quit for a reason.
Shade smirks as he says to you, I'll be in town for the next few days if you change your mind or just want to catch up. But let's make it entirely clear here, kid. If you're not able to help me, you'll be against me. And you know what happens to people against me. I don't want to do that to you, kid. And he stands up. I don't want to do that to you. And walks out.
I think. I
Oh.
think Vika just kind of has a just a moment of silence. I think he remains in the church for a little bit.
Okay.
Because he's definitely deliberating. That I think he fully meant it when he said if Shade asked Ray might have sold Thalia out, like, like grabbed a relic or like work with them, get it for himself, and then give it to the Thieves Guild. And I think he realizes that as a Vico, he's not willing to do that. And he just kind of sits in that for a little bit.
All right. While you're sitting in that, we can cut to everyone back at the inn.
Oh boy.
Would be so crazy coincidence that happened to me just now. I went to go speak with the proprietor of the magic shop, Daniel, I believe his name was, fine kid. And it turns out that Loisk used to be a lawyer.
That man had enough of a brain at one point to do that?
I mean, he's
to be fair,
apparently.
being a
Here's
lawyer-
his card. Here's the card that I got.
Do you
The
show
address is-
them the card?
Yeah,
Well, that address is wrong.
it is now, certainly.
To be fair,
Apparently he used to teach a course about the ethics of necromancy.
That's kind of ironic.
it's
Thalia is-
unfortunate that
Molly
Dahlia's
has been
pacing.
kind of pacing, yeah, and so she's been like indecisively walking towards the end of the hallway and then coming back to idly try and listen to what the conversation going on, and she finally just sighs and resolves herself to duck back in at the mention of Loisk being intelligent enough to be a lawyer. I think Mr. Mr. Loisk, Mr. Dothet's intelligence isn't what would have drawn him away from the legal profession. He is a wizard and a quite talented one.
I meant it more in the sense of his sanity, I suppose.
Sanity is something that you only recognize when you have the luxury of being able to maintain it.
Sanity is not required to be a professor.
And Thalia just kind of sighs and goes back to the hallway and paces indecisively even more.
Okay. Great talk.
Great. Good job, guys. Okay,
Had to peek in for a minute to be part of that discussion.
Yep, pretty much. She's kind of actively trying to separate herself from the rest of the group for, semi-obvious reasons.
Mhm.
you're right. That's something I would like to do if no one else is has a complaint or wants to do something right now.
what's up?
All right. Codes, can you come with
Yeah.
me for a second? I thought I saw a very nice firearm. I don't know if you've had it before, but curious. Just thought you might want to go see it.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay.
Yes,
Come on.
Meredith, known firearms expert.
Yes.
This
Yeah,
is
I've worked on
very
all
good.
kinds of guns.
Where's the gun show?
The gun show's right here, and Meredith flexes.
Oh god.
Her strength score is 14. Lest you forget. Okay, yes, that was obviously a very bad lie, but basically I had a question for you about the Black Crag Bandits. You're familiar with them?
Fortunately, yes. I am familiar with them. What do you want to know?
Could the 6 of us, right now, as we are, take them on? Perhaps
No.
not. Good. That's good.
You're talking about a whole group of bandits.
I mean, obviously
And
not.
named bandits at that, not just any
Well,
ordinary bandits.
obviously we're not going to go all guns blazing, run straight down the middle, but is this heist something new? I assume it'd be some sort of heist. Is this heist something we are capable of pulling off, as we are now? In your estimation?
They do bleed. And I do think they bleed. I think it would require a lot of preparation. And we
Good.
need to really go about it carefully, but it is something that's possible.
Good, that means we have time. I'm asking you this in private because, well,
Yes,
I know that Thalia's bound by the contract now, and I want her to be free of it, but I don't want to accidentally force her by the contract to do something that would hurt her chances of getting free of it.
No, I get that.
My idea was something like this. If we are incapable of taking them on as we are now, then perhaps we should find other jobs in the meantime, gain more experience, as it were. And
I
then,
was, you talk
and
about
then
other jobs. I was thinking about talking to the sheriff about those that goblin problem he had.
that's something we could absolutely do. We
Did
spend
we
that
ever
time
get
getting.
paid for that? Did we ever get paid for checking out that situation?
We'll get there. We'll
No.
get there when we get there.
Okay. I just would like to have more money, if you
We
please.
never got
I like
money. We never got paid.
I like money. Money
Somebody
is
watch the
money.
VODs back and tell me what he said the amount was.
I don't think he ever listed a specific amount.
I
Little
believe-
chat, this is your job.
But
We believe in you.
We did negotiate a much higher than the standard rate.
Yeah, I
believe at least
remember.
double.
Do I have it in my notes? I do not. I remember. Yeah, it wasn't double. But it was higher than the usual rate.
All that to say, the contract I know specifies that Thalia must do everything in her power to acquire that relic, but if it is not within our power at all, then perhaps we can delay the fulfillment of the contract by, well, we only have 3 months, but every day counts at this point. Time to prepare, time to get stronger, that's what we need. Also, you heard how I spoke with the proprietor of the shop. Apparently there's a way to break the contract.
Do you know how we're gonna have to go about this whole situation? I only see one way of having our cake and eating it too.
Well, obviously the only way of breaking the contract is to, well, break the contract. Literally, like, tear the paper to pieces.
I don't suggest we break the contract.
You're suggesting we fulfill it.
I'm suggesting we get strong enough to kill the nymph.
That's what I'm suggesting. That is
Oh,
what I am
good.
trying to say here. Okay, good. Glad we're agreed on that. All right. But so long as we can put up the front that we cannot actually go get the bandits as we are now, Thalia should not be bound by the contract to actually make an effort of it. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
Good words. Obviously, I have no idea if this will actually work, but, well, better than nothing, I suppose.
It is good. I can't believe he'd lie to me about seeing a firearm.
I'm sorry, I just needed to get you
It's
you
like
alone.
bird watching for gold.
Beautiful.
That's pretty impressive firearm.
Really, I didn't really know. I didn't know you knew so much about it.
I mean, heck, I built
Well.
things.
Well, I suppose that's what I got. Well,
What is Arzoth doing while all of this is happening, by the way?
Enjoying the other half bottle of whiskey he has.
All Arzoth has done for, I feel like, the past 3 sessions is get drunk.
I feel like right now there's not a lot he can do right at this second. They're all tired. They need to rest before they can head out on anything tomorrow. And I feel like he's still kind of coping with with Vernon's death a little bit.
Alright, fair enough.
don't get drunk. It's a bad way to cope.
He's
Just
a
a
dwarf. What do you
question.
expect?
Oh,
So-
right, fair enough.
So how exactly is getting yourself drunk enough to be senseless honing your mind, body, and spirit?
It's doing all 3.
Would you?
Exactly.
Drunken
You only got
master.
his alcohol
I
resistance,
would
clearly.
argue you have to let yourself grieve a little bit to then move on. We got a lot happening right now.
Costu has been a sleepy boy for like the last 30 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
Rough.
Meanwhile, Thalia is like actively trying not to eavesdrop or spy on anyone, but also very
You
much
coming out-
wants to
You
talk
coming
to
out with
people.
me? You coming out with me? I'm sleeping. You won't hear anything.
Ultimately, right now, what does Thalia want to do?
What she's gonna do, very quick. She just has. She doesn't. She feels like she's chatted with the party a little bit. She wants to check in with Lily real quick, if possible,
Yeah.
and kind of explain what's going on. Because I imagine that a cursory explanation of the situation was happened in transit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so she kind of just knocks on the door, not wanting to cause
It's
too
open.
much trouble. So, I wanted to say about everything.
And before you can get any words out, Lily puts her pointer finger to your lips and says, "There's nothing I can do about it one way or the other, right?"
She kind of shakes her head, like, nope.
Lily puts her finger down, sighs deeply. Why do I always gotta pick the troubled ones?
Would you have preferred?
That's what we call a fetish.
Extremely loud and correct
Not
buzzer.
there.
That's what we call ruin that moment. Anyway,
Classic.
Oh.
Trying to have a tender moment in D&D.
I did what I had to do. I couldn't consign anyone else to that particular fate, having experienced it previously. You understand that, right?
yeah, I know you did what you had to do, and I suppose that's what I would have done in your shoes too.
That was actually,
It's gonna make
you
this
know,
feel a lot more confused feelings. And then as she says that, Lily gently wraps her arms around your neck, like just
oh,
drapes them over your shoulders, essentially, and then interlaces her fingers behind your neck, and then kisses you.
oh, oh,
Uh-oh.
Thalia is going to step just a little bit away, but just enough to make sure that the door is very much closed. And uh, um, well, oh, you know what? And she's just going to roll with it.
All right.
Whatever. Yep.
And with that,
Read a
what is
book.
Vico up to?
I want to ask, in general, how late is it, and also partially a question for Relith.
It's around
do you think-
9:33 p.m., let's say.
Do you think
Around
there's a
9:30.
point where Vico could catch Azeroth as still drinking while the others are going to bed?
Arizona.
No, he's probably gonna get to bed here somewhat soon, but I do think he wants to stop drinking and do a little bit of metalworking, because he does have some tools. I think he wants time to clear his head, just away from everyone. So he probably will have time alone.
I think if Vico spots that, he would approach. Well, do you do that like in your room?
Yeah,
Or
he has some like pocket-sized tools. He can just kind of do it wherever, but yeah, I was waiting for everyone else to kind of finish up what they were doing before I moved, but I think he just wanted to like move out here like to a bench or like this table outside
Sure,
where he can
yeah.
just like sit down quietly.
We'll move
might
you
have
out
some
there.
that's pretty.
work.
What if there are other people here, and then they should probably have a first, but I don't know what else people are doing like this evening.
I think pretty much
Festu is
everyone
polishing
is.
and sharpening weapons
Yeah.
before he goes to bed.
I feel like pretty much everyone has done what they're gonna do, no?
Yep.
Uh, Once Vico sees that, he'll take a moment to change. Just in the church, doesn't really care if the vicar sees him like take off his coat, put on a different coat, put his hair a little differently, and Azure is gonna walk up to Azeroth. Who's this is basically just a stranger because he doesn't look like Vico.
Okay.
He says,
Amazing what a different coat and a little bit of change of hair will do for you.
No, exactly. Hey there, stranger.
Good evening. Can I help you?
Maybe. I believe maybe I'm able to help you.
And how's that? Arzonth is just like
You're,
polishing some of like his armor, his weapon.
you're with those adventurers, I take it? I've heard a little bit about what you're up to.
Yeah, and
You're not the only ones who want that little treat.
about that,
How
it's
about
exchanged hands multiple times.
if you get it, you wouldn't mind selling it for a pretty little penny, I take it.
Well, you see, as lovely as it sounds not helping this nymph, I do care about not throwing Thalia under the bus.
Personal interest. I understand. I wasn't making an offer. You see, there's some boys at the guild who wanted to. So what I'm telling you is I'm gonna cut a deal with you once you get it. Or if I walk away now and I don't see you again, my boys and all of the guild that listens to me is gonna kill you, gonna kill all your little friends, and whoever you're protecting.
Duly noted.
Then he walks away, finds a shady spot, and becomes normal. But he needs to give this warning in the most convoluted way possible.
Oh.
True. You know, you've never once seen Ray and Vico in the same place at the same time. Coincidence?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Well, that's the first
I've
time
never
that
once
Aerosol
seen
has
Vico
seen
at
Ray,
all.
so
True.
Yeah.
You've also never seen Meredith and Ray in the same place at the same time, so you never know.
Or Ray and Colt, for that matter. Come to think of it,
Ray,
Ray hasn't really talked to anyone. It's so
You've
weird how
never
that
seen
works
Ray.
out.
You've never seen Ray. That's it. That's all there is.
I've never seen
It's
Ray.
crazy.
Not even
Ray
once.
guy. I don't know who Ray is.
You've never seen
Ray
Ray
is
and
actually-
Batman in the same room before.
Ray is actually Thalia's alter ego. So.
That we know of. Ray, meet Ray.
Everyone should multicast into Vigilante, call themselves Ray, and make them look the exact same.
Everyone suddenly develops multiple
We are
personality
Legion.
disorder.
You know,
No.
we've never seen Ray and Mr. Gray in the same place either.
Oh,
True.
Mr.
Come to think of it, we haven't seen Ray and Loist.
And
in
you
the
know,
same place.
Gray does rhyme with Ray, too.
True,
Gray, I
honestly.
think you mean Mr. G. Ray.
Whoa!
No.
Conspiracy.
That's crazy, bro.
Ray and Gray are the same
Now that we
person?
have
Wow.
thoroughly derailed the session.
Who wants to
This-
tie themselves to the tracks?
This seems like a good place to end things for the night, actually. I feel like everybody's done their piece, done everything they need to do. So I am going to call it there. Thank you so much, Stream, for hanging out with us tonight and having a good time. As always, remember to eat well, sleep well, check in with your friends, and take care of everyone you care about, including yourself. And until next time, Gale Force out.